Hello, welcome to LLO Gamers and welcome back to my Tekkit tutorials. In this video I'm going to start making use of all this power I've got from my high voltage solar array and my ridiculous amount of MFEs. So I'm going to make a mass fabricator and some teleporters. So first things first, the mass fabricator uses a lot of EU. Basically, it's used to create something called UU matter, and that stuff can then be used to create more or less any other item in the game. It's kind of the industrial craft equivalent to using condensers and transmuting stuff, but it's a bit different. But one of the main uses for this UU matter, and the thing I'm going to use it for, is it can be used to craft something called iridium ore, which you need to make the upgraded version of my nanosuit, which is called the quantum armor. So at some point I'll be making that, but it'll take a while for me to get enough iridium. So I need to get started. So first of all, before I make the mass fabricator itself, I'm going to make a recycler, because that will turn any old junk you put into it. It has a chance, I think it's 1 in 8 chance of turning anything you put into it into scrap, and then if you put the scrap into the mass fabricator it speeds up the process so it doesn't use quite so much EU and stuff. So I've already dug a hole and put the wire ready for the recycler. The recycler is a tier 1 machine, so it uses the low voltage power, so I've got it in this line here with my other machines. So right, in order to make one of those, let me get my Philosopher's Stone crafting bench out. You use a compressor in the middle, a bit of glowstone in the top, 2 refined iron in the bottom corners, and then if you put dirt like so, leaving the top 2 corners free, you get a recycler. So I'm going to get that going straight away. As I said, I'm just going to plonk it down in the corner here. Eventually I will probably move this teleport pipe going down into there, just so that all my crap from the quarry will go into there. But as the quarries aren't set up at the moment, I'm just going to right click on it and stick a load of cobble in there. So that goes along, and as you see it just uses it up, and as I said, it's like it's a percentage chance that it could happen, and it works out at 1 in 8, but obviously, you know, it won't be 1 every 8, it'll be a bit more random than that. So that's going, so I'm going to leave that. I just wanted to watch it for a bit to see if it makes a bit. It seems to be doing quite a bit without actually getting any so far. It's done over 10 and it hasn't made one yet. But anyway, I'm going to leave that, because yes, the mass fabricator. In order to make one of those, you oh, my inventory's sorted itself. Must have pressed R by mistake. Anyway, so mass fabricator, you get advanced circuits in the top and bottom with a lapotron crystal in the middle. You use advanced machine blocks on the left and right, and you fill in the 4 corners with glowstone dust, and you have a mass fabricator. Now the mass fabricator uses the high voltage, so it will come straight from this cable. Where am I going to put it though? That's the question. Right, so what I've done here now, first of all I moved the charging bench over a bit, because I was going to stick it off there or next to here somewhere, but then I remembered that if I was going to pump the scrap into it automatically by pipes or tubes, the input slot is on the bottom of the mass fabricator, so I'm temporarily, I mean I may move this, but I've got some cable coming out here. I'm just going to stick it up on the wall here so I can have pipes, if I want, going into the bottom of it. So that's my plan. So, quickly before I do that, if I come back over here, I should have some scrap. Yep, I've got 8 scrap there off a stack. So I can stick the other stack in. And if I come over here, plonk my mass fabricator up on the wall. It seems to be on, it's lit up, but you will see that I'm losing quite a lot of power. It seems to be a bit laggy, it's not going smoothly, but never mind. So they are going down now by quite a bit. If you see here, this is slowly going up until it creates some UU matter. But if you stick some scrap in the bottom, I've got 8 here, it's on, see it's on, I'll wait till it's, nah, if I just stick it in now, it's on nearly 60%. You see, the amplifier thing comes up and it jumps straight up to about 80, so if you've got all your quarry stuff being pumped into recyclers and getting loads of scrap, then it will speed this up a lot. But it's not taking too long anyway because I've got a lot of power. As you can see, I've made 1 UU matter. And yeah, it's going to take quite a while for me to get all of this stuff, so I thought I'd get it up and running first, get the recycler and the mass fabricator going, before I show you the other stuff I wanted to do, which was teleporters. I'm quite excited about these because I've never actually made them myself either. So yeah, I'm going to go get the stuff I need for the teleporters and we'll get going. Right, so I've got all my stuff, I'm back here, and yeah, without further ado, let's make some teleporters. First thing we need to make is some things called frequency transmitters. They're very easy to make. You start off just with electronic circuits and some copper cables next to them like that, and that makes a frequency transmitter. I'm going to make 9 of those, mainly because, an annoying thing, they don't stack either, but mainly I'm making 9 because I'm going to set up 6 teleporters to start with. So they'll be set up in here next to these MFSUs, and basically I'll have, each one will be connected to another one somewhere else. So I'm going to have one upstairs, one in my sorting room, and I'm going to have one, for now, I'm going to have one in my equivalent exchangey room, and I'll probably expand it and get more. Basically the further you're travelling, the more power it will use up. So it shouldn't be too bad with these ones. But if I try and, at some point I want to have like another base somewhere else and teleport between them, but that will use up a lot more power. But yeah, so you need one of these frequency transmitters in each teleporter, so that's the 6, and then the 3 that are remaining you use to hook up the teleporters to whichever one you want to send it to. I'll explain that in a minute. So, to make the actual teleporters, you get your frequency transmitter in the top, you need advanced machine blocks in the middle, advanced circuits in all the corners, then at the bottom you want diamonds, and you want some glass fibre cables, and that makes you a teleporter. So I'm going to quickly make 6 teleporters. There we go. Right, so I'm using MFSUs because I'm probably going to be using these a lot, because I'm always going from here to my sorting room, and it takes ages to go round, so I'm probably going to be using the teleporters quite a lot, them zipping around my base. So it will use a lot of power. I mean, you can power them off MFEs, but MFSUs, sorry, are obviously a better way to go if you've got the power, and I do have quite an abundance of power. So what I'm going to do, you need to put them on the output side, so I'm going to move all of these round. I'm assuming they're going to work next to an input face of another MFSU. I don't actually know, because I've never tried this before. So it's all a bit of a learning curve for me as well. But let's have a go. I'm going to stick these 3 down. Then I'm going to leg it to the other places that I want one. I'm going to have one here. Oh, that was strange. One through here. Oh, I'm going to have to shift click that. It didn't like that. There we go. And then the final one will go upstairs in my kind of main entrance hallway. There's my little kitty. Right, so that one can go here. Right, so what I'm going to do, well, 2 things. I'm going to go round on all of them and put a sign above them saying which one it's going to send you to, just so, mainly for my room downstairs, so I don't get confused when I'm trying to hook them up to each other. And also I'm going to need some buttons or maybe pressure plates to operate them, which I have forgot to make. So bear with me while I do my signs and make some buttons, and then I'll be back. Right, so that's all done. I've got my signs and my buttons. I've just stuck the buttons straight on them. I've got sorting room, got my upstairs and my equivalent exchange room, and all the other end the signs all just say workshop, because that's kind of what this place is, I guess. It's my main workshop. So right, to actually hook them up to each other you use these frequency transmitters, but you need a new one for each link you want to establish, otherwise they get confused. So what I need to do, if you right click on a teleporter with one, frequency transmitter linked to teleporter, you see. So then, that was upstairs, wasn't it? Yeah. So then if I go upstairs and right click on this one, teleportation link established. So then I need to do my next one. So I'm going on to the next frequency transmitter, sorting room, and then obviously I'll go to the sorting room and sort this one out. So there we go. And then for the last one, oh, slightly laggy again. Oh, that is a bit horrible. And there we go. Right. Frequency transmitter linked to teleporter. Teleportation link established. So right, in theory these should work. I've never actually made one of these before, never tested one. I've seen other people doing it in videos. I hope it's going to work the way I've got it set up next to each other like this, but we'll soon find out. So here we go. Sorting room. Stand up, walk up next to it, hit the button, and that... oh! I wasn't close enough. There you go. I'm in my sorting room. Equivalent exchange. Yep. Back to my workshop. And then upstairs. Oh, awesome. I'm loving that. By the look of it though, you do have to be quite close. So I might change it and just have like pressure plates in front of them, so you just walk and step on it. It might be better. Yeah, you have to be pretty close. Maybe I'm out of power. Wow, I'm out of power already. But that one isn't. Well, anyway. It obviously worked the once. There's something going wrong. But anyway. It does work. And maybe it's because I've got the mass fabricator running and it's gobbling up a lot of the power. That's the point actually. I'm going to stick a switch on the mass fabricator so you can turn it on and off, because it does use up a lot of power and you probably don't want it running all the time. Why is that not gaining yet? What happens if I do this? No. Interesting. Oh well, never mind. Right, that's a pretty quick fix there. It wasn't too bad. All I've done is just pipe down from under here, like the same one that was doing all these MFSUs. Just gone back up the top into that upstairs MFSU like that. I didn't really explain it that well before, but basically what happens is, I mean, I did mention it in my earlier videos, that if you've got the things in a line, the power always goes and fills the bottom one first. So this one always fills up and then the others. So what was happening here was the ones that are low down in the chain, like all the MFSUs that were down here, after the mass fabricator, so they're all sort of staying pretty full and all the power's going to them first. Then anything else from these ones is going into this mass fabricator, but the where mine was on the chain, the power was just going straight down past it to fill up the bottom ones, so it was just staying empty. Whereas now I've got power from the bottom going back up to it. So as you can see, it's filling up and now it's working again. So all my teleporters are working, my mass fabricator, if I'm close enough, all my teleporters are working, my mass fabricator and recycler are working. If you have a look in here, I've turned it off at the moment, but I've already got 23 UU matter, so you know, it's doing pretty good. So got my teleporters working, got my mass fabricator and recycler working. So yeah, I hope it's been a good video, hope it's been helpful. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff as usual, and I'll see you next time.